I'm Bob Schellenberg, and I was the third member joining the HLI as a principal investigator. My background is in allergy immunology and medicine, and that was my interest in terms of looking at allergic mediators and asthma type models. When I began, we were a very small group and a very intimate group, so we really had a great time working together, and everybody knew everybody. Of course, then the organization grew with time, which was great because it added expertise in many different venues, and the facilities became much better. And so one could do that much more and collaborate to a much larger degree. So the growth has been phenomenal, and yet the collegiality has remained the same, and that's been the great part, is that everybody is here to help each other in terms of the things, and it's a phenomenal learning experience for all of us from the input of everybody. So that's been the tremendous part, to see the growth and the excellence of individuals and the awards they get for all their accomplishments. Well, it's certainly become more diverse, and a major change was when the cardiac group, Bruce McManus, got involved as well, so that added to it. And of course we'd had other people with cardiac interests like Keith Wally and the ICU group involved, so it's that diversity of all aspects of pulmonary medicine. Initially it was rather limited in terms of the diseases which were being evaluated. Now it's really become all the spectrum in terms of pulmonary diseases, and certainly the cardiac and ICU aspects, and of course now the whole area of molecular biology, and it's just really expanded dramatically. Well, I think the organization, what stands out is first of all, the excellence of the people involved, the collegiality and collaborative interactions that people have, and the fun of doing science. It's all linked in together, and so people should be having a good time working in the lab. Certainly I did, and I think that's a big part of it, that work has to be fun. You have to enjoy what you're doing, and this is certainly a great spot to do it. And the other major benefit is being in a hospital setting. You have collaboration with clinicians and the disease entities that are there, and access to pathological specimens which one can utilize, which you wouldn't in a separate research organization. I think it's tremendous that they get together. So I mean, the joint clinical pathological conferences and this sort of thing, or the clinicians, the imaging team from radiology, and the pathologists all can get together and discuss cases or specific projects. So it's led to a lot of additional research that wouldn't have been done otherwise.
I'm Bruce McManus. I'm a professor at the University of British Columbia and a senior scientist at the Center for Heart-Lung Innovation. Had been one of the directors of the center for an extended period of time in the first decade of the 2000s. Well, I came to St. Paul's and UBC in 1993, and I had been a faculty member at another institution before that. So I was recruited here to develop a cardiovascular sciences research program. And I think the first thing was the generosity of the collective leadership at UBC and St. Paul's to build me a wonderful basic science laboratory. Then I guess the progressive attraction of various students at either co-op level, summer students, graduate students, postgraduate students, and visiting scientists, having the collective desire to discover, learn, try to make a difference through research in terms of heart and vascular health. that really covers the whole 30 years. And then I guess every day it was a pleasure coming to work, if you call it work. Well, I think sort of external forces changed everything, because the nature of our understanding of mechanisms of disease has changed dramatically with our understanding of the genetics, the environmental, epigenetic, and other molecular mechanisms that underlie health and disease. And so through the last 20-some years, there's been a progressive increase in our integration of an understanding at all levels, from the organism in society down to the atom. And in addition, concurrent with that, it's been enabled by the availability progressively of informatical system science tools that allow us to understand relationships that we never really could probe before. And I think that's where it's really going, and it's terribly exciting. I think the HLI is a place where the interface between fundamental science and the clinic is rich. And so the drivers for learning, understanding are really strong in terms of health and disease of human beings in a way that possibly couldn't be the same if the research facility and the clinical facility were separated in space and time. So having them together, that's one of the greatest strengths we have.
My name is Chen Yang. I'm a professor in the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine, and also a PI in the HLI. Yeah, at the beginning, I as a research associate with Dr. Bruce McManus, and later I found a job, a senior professor position in University of Southern California at Los Angeles. So later, Dr. Bruce McManus helped me stay here to continue, and he also offered me an assistant professor position. And so I decided to stay here because Bruce is a very good supervisor and mentor. And so I decided to stay here to do research with him for the past many, many years. Yeah, that changed a lot. When I came here, it's only a lab called the Pulmonary Cardiovascular Research Lab, and maybe about 20 or 30 people. And right now, you see, we have more than 200, maybe 300. And the space, office, equipment, and we have every facility for good research. So they change a lot. I think, yeah, that's for many reasons. And so the first, I think, is outstanding leadership of our directors. And they provide the super research environment and facility or space and funding and many things for do good research. And second one, I think we have an outstanding PI team. And also we have excellent top students from all over the world. We have a diversity from all over the world, many countries. And the students are all the top students we select from different universities and organizations, and they work very hard and make a big contribution to the research and also to the development of our HLI. And the third, I think, and the management team in our HLI and support our research very well. They're outstanding service and enhance our research. So without their help, we cannot do any advanced research. I think that this is the major reason for success development of the HLI. And I think I also maybe have other factors. But the three I mentioned point is a major driver and force for our HLI development.
Okay, my name is Dr. Peter Perry, and I was one of the founding members of the HLI. It was then called the Pulmonary Research Laboratory. I came with Jim and Lisa Bale from McGill as an investigator, and the rest is history. So it started as the Pulmonary Research Lab and evolved into a heart and lung laboratory later. But the basis was to study human disease in a clinical context using human tissue, either lung tissue or cardiovascular tissue, as the place to begin the investigation, and then to take it into models and then bring it back to the clinical sphere. So the biobanks, both the pulmonary and the cardiovascular one, have been a critical part of the HLI. There's been lots of changes since the beginning, but it's very much the same. So the basic paradigm of taking a question, asking for answers in the human tissue, and then going on to models is the same. And many of the questions are the same. What's changed is the technology. You know, we started with very crude technology. Digital was not a word, and we've come a long way, and we can answer those same questions much better based on the advances in technology. Well, I think what makes this laboratory unique is the link between the clinic and the research laboratory. The laboratory is located within a hospital. We intermingle daily with clinicians providing care. They often provide the questions that we take back to the laboratory to answer. So the link between the clinic and the basic science laboratory is a key element of what makes this a successful laboratory.